One of the things I miss the most about our current society is when people used to listen to each other with the intent to understand. Like that was the goal of the conversation or of the communication was to understand each other better, right? That was like for a long time the only real goal of communication that I saw. But when you get on social media, I become really hyper aware that for a lot of people, the goal of intaking information is just for an opportunity to yell back or critique or show off or I don't know, but not understand, right? Like if you missay something or you don't include something or you speak from your personal experience so it doesn't answer somebody else's, people often don't want to just sort of like get the gist of it and say, "Oh, I understand what you were trying to say and I agree," or "I understand what you're saying and I don't agree," right? But instead, it's this like I don't know. I think it's actually done us a lot of harm. That choosing consistently over and over again to listen to and ingest without any intent to try to understand. I've been an organizer with unions for 20 years, and a big part of the job is talking to workers one on one about their experiences and what it's like at work and what it's like with their particular boss or their job or how things have changed since they started. And a lot of times the conversation starts with somebody not really keen that I've shown up at their house to talk to them about building power, right? And I spend a lot of the time just listening because what I want to hear and understand is their lived experience so I can try to find out is there a space where we have common ground, where we can really have a conversation that moves towards change. Um, and it works consistently. And I think maybe that's why it's not encouraged online to try to listen to understand because it does work in bridging distances. And if we are constantly listening to attack or defend or critique, right, never to understand, we're not getting closer, right? We're getting further and further apart. So I guess now that I've talked this all out loud, right? I guess I do understand why we don't do it. See, that's the beauty. I even listened to myself to understand. And as I spoke, I was like, "Oh, that's why it's so great for the powers that be. If we are always listening to fight, we will never ever unite."